Good afternoon to all of you. I hope my audio and video is clear. So let's start the class from the logarithmic function. Earlier in the last class, we just discussed about some basic functions such as algebraic function, what is linear function, quadratic function, exponential function. And in today's class, we just discussed what is logarithmic function. And in last class, basically we discussed about the graph and the nature of the logarithmic function. So here some properties which we have to know. Actually, we have to must know some basic properties of the logarithmic function, how logarithmic function can operate, and in some situations where it is difficult to solve the given problem, so logarithmic function that help us so that we can easily solve the given problem. Okay, so I hope if my audio and video is clear, so please give me a feedback so that we can proceed further next article. Rahul and Royal, my voice is clear and I think video is also visual. Okay, so if I am talking about, suppose there are some fundamental properties of the logarithmic function, how logarithmic function that can operate. You suppose that if two inputs are given, that m into n on the any base a, then how logarithmic function that can operate in the multiplication. So it can be written as log m base a plus log n base a, and that is the basic property of the logarithmic function. On the same manner, if we apply a logarithmic function in the divide rule in a division manner, how they can perform? So they can operate this division sign in the form of substitution, in the sign of subtraction. So we can say that actually in the last class we understand the physical interpretation of the logarithmic function that is very slow in nature. So whenever they operate in a product, they break into addition. Whenever they operate in a division, they can operate or they can perform division. In the similar manner, if any exponent is given, then this can be written as m raised to power log m base a. Three basic fundamental property which we have to know beta, that is very, very important. And we also know that in our mathematics, in our chemistry, there are a lot of use of the logarithmic function. We already know this. Okay. So if you want to apply this formula, let's see some example. That is, suppose if log base 10 and here a number is given, suppose that 10 raised to power 4. Okay, that is the 10,000 given. Then what is the answer of this particular problem? Then we can say that whenever such type of situation is come, in inputs of power is present, then what we have to do? Just apply the property number 3. According to third property, what we have to do here? We just transfer the power in front of logarithmic function. So we can say this is nothing but 4 log base 10 and input 10. And we also know that if the base and input of a logarithmic function will remain same for the defining of log in the domain of log, then this value will become 1. As we already know that what is the output of log? The output of log is nothing but it is a power of base that gives the input. Okay, so we can also say that this value is nothing but 1. So this will equal to 4. Okay, so let's move for another important property of the logarithmic function. If we want to change the base of the log, we can also say that base change property. By using this property, we can change the base of the log. How? Let's see. If log b on the base a is given, then this can be written as log b upon log a. This is the property. And how we can write down this? we can choose any base for input B and the same base for the input A. So we can write down log B on base X in the similar manner log A on the base X, right? And if we use the given property, how we can write down this? We can say log B divide over log X. In the same manner, log A divide over log X. And if we solve this, what we observe here, that we will get log B upon log A. So this is the wonderful property. By using this, we can change the base of the log. Okay. Most of the time, what happens when we perform any derivations in physics, in chemistry also. So sometimes we have to, what we have to do better? We have to transfer or change the base of the log. Okay. And most of the time, am I correct? In the chemical kinetics and in the electrochemistry section, in the chemistry, that is the physical chemistry, we have to use log base 10. Okay. And in the derivations, if we gain log base E, then how we can convert log base E into log base 10? Then this is an important formula. By using this, we can convert log base E into log base 10 by multiplying the number 2.303. Okay, beta, this is important thing. And here log, if any log that is given in base E, such type of logarithmic function is known as the log at natural log. Natural log, whenever log is given on base E, again I am repeating, this is known as natural log. Okay, and that is given by the Napier. Napier is the mathematician, and we know that in the past 200-400 years before, the concept of logarithmic that come into picture, and here the term E, that is the exponential factor, the value of E is approximately 2.71. We have to also remember this value. Okay. So here we can say that what is the value of log 10 on base E? If we want to find out this value in the terms of log of base 10, so we can directly say that this can be written on the basis of above property. And here we can say this value is 2.303. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. So is it clear for everyone? So let's move for the next slide. Okay. These are some basic mathematical class is going on, and as we already discussed in the last class, here some fundamental and important concept that I have to discuss so that our 12th standard will run smoothly. Okay, without any problem, without any interference, we have to move smoothly our syllabus. So we have to try to practice more and more problem in the basic mathematical tools, whatever concept we will run here. Okay. So let's move for the next slide. Here some basic important values of log on the base 10 are given. And what we have to do, beta, we just remember all given values. What happened, beta? It is observed, and it's my personal experience in few back years of the NEET and JEE, such type of important value, if we remember, we directly save our time in JEE main and NEET type of examination. So what we have to do? We have to just remember these values. What is the value of log 2 on base 10? That is the 0.301. What is the value of log 3 on base 10? 0.477. What is the value of log 5 on base 10? 0.698. What is the value of log 7 on the base 10? 0.845. I think it is a rigorous type of value to remember, and by one day practice, it is not possible to learn. Okay. But if we write this formula in front of our wall And if we revise again and again, so we can say such type of value we can easily keep in our mind. Because if such type of question come into JEE main where we have to need the put the value of log 3 base 10, then what we have to do? We can't take approximation in such type of value. Okay, then we have to move with the exact data. So this is helpful for us, and that's why we are studying here basic mathematical tools. Okay, so that we can solve such type of problem where 80 to 90% our students have stuck. Okay, on the basis of logarithmic function, whatever we learned in this class, we have to solve the given problem. What is the value of x? The log a on base 3 into log x on base a equal to 2. What is the value of x? Please comment the answer in chat box. Come on. So first of all, whatever we learn in the property number 5, here we see that in this log a is common, here log a is also given. What is the relationship in these two terms? Whatever input in first term, that is base in the second term. So we just write down the property number 5. How we can write down? See here, beta, we can say log a divide over log 3 on the basis of property number 5. This can be written as log x divide over log a. If we want to write down base here, we can choose any base. We can choose any base, and this can be written as 4. I hope this is clear. And we can say log a and log a, that will cancel out here, and this can be written as log x equal to 4 log 3. Again, if we use the property number 3, that is known as the Bhagwan property, beta. Whatever we assume, Bhagwan, Allah, Jesus, anything, we can say if we apply property number 3, what is the property number 3? Property number 3 that if input having given some exponent, then this can be written as n times log m base a. So if we apply this property here, how we can write down? Okay, sir, this can be written as log 3 raised to power 4. So what we see here, because log is an operator, and if we remove the operator from both the side, what we will get? That x equal to nothing but 3 raised to power 4, that is the 81. So what is the right answer of x, beta? 81. I hope this is clear. And that is the easy and tricky type of problem. Okay. So let's move for the next. That is, apart from the logarithmic function, and more or less, we just quick review of the logarithmic function. And the next topic, sometime such small type of crunches type of formulas, whatever I discuss, and I will discuss with you guys, that helpful for us. Here the componendo and dividendo formula. What is the componendo and dividendo formula, beta? I'm not going to say if you don't know this, you can't able to solve the problem. Okay, you can solve the problem even you don't know componendo and dividendo formula. But if you know componendo and dividendo formula, some and how it save your time. It save your time, and we know that in the competitive examination, time play an important role. Okay, that's why we discuss here what is the application of the componendo and dividendo formula. Componendo and dividendo formula, whatever this, we can say that this is our numerator and this is our denominator. If we add numerator and denominator something like this, p plus q, and if we subtract numerator and denominator, this will become p minus q. The same type of operator we can perform in right hand side. So we can say a plus b divide over a minus b. This is known as our beta componendo and dividendo. componendo and dividendo. Actually, how we can prove this? If we want to prove this, we can easily. How? Let's see here. Suppose P upon Q equal to A upon B. Okay. If we add +1 on both the side of equation 1, then what we will get? P upon Q plus 1 equal to A upon B plus 1. If we take LCM, what we will get? P plus Q divide over Q. A plus B divide over B. Say this is the equation number 2. Okay. In the similar manner, if we subtract -1 from both the side of equation 1, then what we can write down here? P upon Q -1, A upon B -1. And if we take again LCM, what we can say that P minus Q divide over Q, A minus B divide over B. Say this is equation number 3. In order to get this result, if we divide equation number 2 to equation number 3, that equation number 2 divide over equation number 3, what we can write down here, beta? That P plus Q divide over P minus Q and A plus B divide over A minus B. I hope you can understand the logic behind why I am writing this thing here. Okay? Yes, Yanu. I hope this is clear to everyone. GNV Nalgonda, GNV Enam, GNV Abhi. Okay. Some students have joined with their name also. Okay. On the concept of the componendo and dividendo, a question that given to you, solve this question and tell me what is the value of A upon B. If we understand clearly the concept of the componendo and dividendo, so what we expect, you guys solve this problem and tell me answer in the comment box, chat box. Come on, guys. Okay. How we can solve this? How we can solve this? But first of all, we have to just know how we can apply the concept. Say this is our x, this is our y, x plus y and x minus y. So we have to think in order to how we can form A by B form. So if we remove any A and B, any of A and B, so then we can form such type of form. So if we apply componendo and dividendo here, how we can write down here, beta? We can say 2A plus 3B. Suppose this is numerator portion. Say this is complete portion is known as our x portion. This is our complete x. This is our complete y. So we can say 2A plus 3B is acting like as a x. So x plus y. How we can write down, beta? That 2A, what is the value of y? Minus 3B. Divide over that x minus y. So this can be written as minus 2A plus 3B. In right side, the same thing we have to perform. So how we can write down? 7 plus 9, 17 plus 9 and 17 minus 9. Okay. So what we observe here, beta? We can clearly say that this will equal to 4A divide over 6B. And here we can say that it is will equal to 26 divide over 8. So easily, what is the value of A by B? If you want value of A by B, so we can say A by B is nothing but 26 upon 8 into 3 by 2. Okay. So if you cancel out here, we can say this will equal to 13. And somehow we can say this value will equal to 39 upon 8. Okay. You can check the calculation. But this is the concept, and by using this concept, we can solve more or less problem of the every point of the mathematics. Now, even in trigonometry, most of the problem that can be easily solved by using componendo and dividendo. Okay, so let's move for some more basic in arithmetic. So in arithmetic, sometimes in physics, the series will come into picture. Then how we can tackle the series? What is the nth term and how many number of series that we have to remember? Okay. So first of all, the famous arithmetic progression that we already learned in our 10th standard, that is the arithmetic progression. Suppose in arithmetic progression is given in such a manner that a plus d, a plus 2d, and there are n terms are given here. Okay. So the first type of question that arise here, what is the nth term? So nth term is nothing but a plus n minus 1 into d. So what is a beta? What is a? That is the first term of our sequence. Here one thing we have to also understand, what is the difference between the sequence and series. Anybody in this class? Can you tell me what is the difference between the sequence and series? So, beta, whenever the pattern is written in this manner, then this pattern is known as sequence. Then this pattern is known as sequence. And if we perform any plus or minus operator, something like this, 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4 plus minus 5, then this pattern is known as series. So this is the basic difference between the sequence and series. When the terms are differentiated by the comma, so we can say this is a sequence, and when either plus or minus operator are present, then we can say this type of pattern is nothing but this will become a series. What is the sum of first n term? This is the formula of the nth term, and this is the formula of the sum of first n terms. Sum of first n terms. What is the formula, beta? N by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. On the basis of the same concept here, a sequence is given. Listen my word. I am not saying series is given. Sequence is given, and we have to find out the sum of first 10 terms. How we can find out? In order to find out sum of first 10 terms, so we can say we directly put the value. First of all, we have to identify what is the common difference. Common difference is nothing but that is the difference of the successive to precessor. So what is this value, beta? That common difference is also 1. So we just put the value that number of first n terms is 10, n by 2, 2a plus that is n minus 1 into d. This can be written as 10 minus 1 into 1. So here if we solve this, what we will get here? That 55 is the right answer. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. This is the basic of arithmetic progression, and such type of, I think in the gravitation chapters and in, if we solve S.C. Verma book, you can see that in the exercise of rotational mechanics or RBD chapter, some types of arithmetic progression that will form. Okay. So at the point of time, we realized that we must know what is the formula. Okay, so we have to mentally prepare for such type of situations. If we talk about what is the geometric progression, beta, in geometric progression, that is the just similar to arithmetic progression, but only difference here, the ratio of the successive term to precessor term is remain constant, and this ratio is known as the common ratio. Here or is known as common ratio. Okay, beta, and a is that our first term. So here the same thing we have to find out what is the nth term, that a r raised to power n minus 1, that is the nth term. And what is the sum of first n term, beta? We have to remember this. A 1 minus r raised to power n divide over 1 minus r. We have to see that when we apply this formula, when our r is less than 1, when our r is greater than 1, then we have to apply this formula. Just a r raised to power n divide over r minus 1. I hope this is understandable for all of you. And suppose the sum of infinite terms are given. Suppose if we take an example that if such type of term is given, that 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and the sequence is going to be infinity. Then what is the sum of infinite terms of this sequence? So first of all, we have to identify which type of sequence is given here. So if we see the terms, this is the first terms A1, this is the second terms A2, this is the third term. If we find a common ratio here, that A2 upon A1, that will equal to A3 upon A2 and so on. And this value is nothing but 2. So this is having constant common ratio. So we can say this is nothing but a geometric progression, and we can say that here what is the first term, that is first term is given 1, common ratio is given 2. Then what is the formula beta? A upon 1 minus r. Just put the value that 1 upon 1 minus r. Here one thing we have to also see here, if our r that is less than equal to 1, then we have to apply this formula. If our r greater than 1, then we have to use A upon r minus 1. Okay, depending upon the situation, we have to use the formula also. The most important crunch point that we have to understand, that is the conclusion from our sequence and series. Whenever such type of situation come into physics, in mathematics, and this is the tricky point beta, sometimes we have to find out maximum and minimum values, and we have a proper procedure to find out maximum and minimum values of any function. Suppose a function is given at y equal to f of x, and suppose we have to find out maximum value of y. Then what is the systematic procedure? We have to find out the dy by dx. Then we have to put dy by dx equal to 0. Then find the value of critical point. Then again we have to find out the d2y upon dx square and put this critical point, suppose a and b, and check the value whether the double derivative is negative or positive. On the basis of double derivative test, if double derivative is negative, then we can say if our given critical point function will going to be maximum, and vice and versa for the minimum. But this is a lengthy procedure. These are the time consuming procedure. Okay, but sometime if we remember, for positive number, their arithmetic mean is always greater than their geometric mean, we can solve the problem within minute. Within second, we can say under 50 seconds, most of the problem of the physics and mathematics you can solve. First of all, we have to understand what is arithmetic mean. Suppose if n terms are given, that a1, a2, a3 and an, then what is the arithmetic of n terms? We can say that it's simple, a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus so on, divide over number of terms, that is n. In the same manner, if we want to find out that the geometric mean of given n terms, so what is the geometric mean beta? We can say a1 into a2 into a3 into an, and add the rest power 1 upon n. This is the geometric mean of the if n terms are given. And according to theorem, for n positive number, what is the important point that we have to keep in mind? For positive number, whatever numbers we are going to choose here, they must be positive. Their arithmetic mean must be greater than equal to geometric mean. So we can say that for n numbers, their arithmetic mean that is greater than equal to their geometric mean, that is a1, a2, a3 and an is to power 1 by n. And because here inequality is involved, and whenever inequality is involved, there are two types of questions that arises. Either we have to find out the maximum value, either we have to find out the minimum value. So then we have to just think in this manner. Okay. If we take an example in this concept, suppose if it is given that x is a positive number, x is a positive number, x is a positive number, okay, and x plus 1 upon x, that is given that is given as 9. Then we have to find out what is minimum value of x plus 1 upon x. What is minimum value of x plus 1 upon x? How we have to think in this question? First of all, the x is positive, then 1 by x is also positive. And here it is talking about x plus 1 by x. We just think it's a minimum value means if we think that two number x and 1 upon x is given, then what is their arithmetic mean? X plus 1 by x by 2. And what is their geometric mean? That x into 1 by x. X into 1 by x. Okay. So if two numbers given, then we can say 1 by 2. How we can write down x plus 1 by x that is greater than equal to, this will equal to 1. And divide over 2, so we can transfer 2 here. So that x plus 1 by x must be greater than equal to 2. So what is the minimum value beta? That is 2. What is the minimum value of x plus 1 by x? That is 2. In this manner, we can apply the concept of the AM is greater than GM. The next important concept, most of the time we have to take a assumption that we have to apply binomial theorem in physics. That's why we also having some basic idea about the binomial series. According to binomial expansion, a plus b raised to power n, if there is n number of power is given here, how we can expand this series? So first of all, one thing we have to keep in mind, if power given is n, then total term involved in expansion, that is n plus 1. That is n plus 1. First question that we have to keep in mind, how many total term here? How many total term after the expansion, that n plus 1. And we can also cross check by this. If suppose that if power is 2, then how many total terms here? That a square plus 2ab plus b square. We can count manually. That total terms is 3. That total terms is 3. In similar manner, if power is 2, then total terms is more than the given power. So we can say that in similar manner, if power is n, then total terms is n plus 1. And one more thing, what is NCR? What is NCR? NCR is nothing but beta, if there are n numbers of objects are given and we have to choose any 4 objects in a given n object, okay, and consider the different types of object, then this describe the number of ways of selection of R object out of n object. In sample space, there are total n objects are present, but we have to choose only R object. Then we have to find out number of ways. So this is known as the combination, and this can be written as beta n factorial divided over R factorial n minus R factorial. This symbol is known as factorial. So we have to basic understanding of factorial also. What is meaning of factorial beta? What is meaning of factorial? Factorial means we have to break the terms until we will reach at 1. Suppose if we want to break 4 factorial here, how we can write down 4 factorial? We just break the 4 in decreasing manner, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Once we will get 1, then we have to stop. Okay. In similar manner, what is the value? That 4 3 are 12, 12 2 are 24 is the answer. One important point we have to keep in mind, 0 factorial equal to 1 and 1 factorial equal to also 1. Okay, we have to also keep in mind such type of simple things. Okay, so here NC naught, it means out of n object, we have to select no object. That means 0 is mentioned here. Out of n, we have to choose 1. Out of n, we have to choose 2. One more thing that we observe here, in each term, the sum of their power is always equal to n. If we sum the power, that is n. If we sum the power, that is n. And in the last term, that sum of power is also n. Okay, beta. So here, what is important for S? If A equal to 1 and B is tending to X, then such type of term that 1 plus x raised to power n, if we put this value here, what we will get here, beta, that nc naught, and if we put 1 here, so this will equal to x naught nc1, and this will equal to x1 nc2 x square nc3 x cube, and in so on ncn x raised to power n. Okay, nc naught. What is the nc naught? If you want to write down by using this combination formula, so nc naught can be written as beta n factorial divide over 0 factorial into n minus 0 n factorial, and this will equal to 1. Okay, in similar manner, if you want to write down nc1, that n factorial 1 factorial and n minus 1 factorial, then we have to break a number which having greater magnitude so that we can cancel out with smaller one. So n can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial, and 1 factorial we already know 1, so this will equal n minus 1 factorial. Then this will cancel out and we will get n. So how we can write down beta in simple manner, nc2 nc3 we can break that 1 plus x raised to power n, this can be written as, this will equal to 1 plus nx, and nc2 is nothing but n minus 1 divide over 2 x square. In similar manner, nc3 we can write down n minus 1 n minus 2, and here we can see that is the 3 factorial, here 2 factorial, here 1 factorial, and x cube. So whenever x is too small as compared to 1, listen carefully. When x is too much small as compared to 1, then we can say x square x cubed, that higher power of x will we neglect. Why we neglect? Because we know that the value is tending to 0, was 0. They can't affect the data. So we can say here 1 plus x raised to power n, this can be written as 1 plus nx approximately. In similar manner, if x n is negative here, then we can say that 1 minus x raised to power n, what is equal? 1 minus nx. So there are a lot of good problem where we have to take an assumption. If the x is less than 1, then we have to break the series in such a manner, open the series in such a manner. And what I try to explain this concept thoroughly so that you can remember this formula. Okay, let's move for some basic trigonometry. And in the basic algebra, I just try to cover all important concepts. Okay, in basic trigonometry, first of all, the trigonometry will start from the measurement of angle. So there are basically two type of system I want to discuss. One is the degree and another is the radian. Okay, and we know that we already aware about the degree, and the most popular in 11th standard that measurement of angle, that is the radian. Okay, and how angle is defined? Suppose if we change the direction, then this length is nothing but part of a circle that is known as the arc, and theta that can be defined basically arc upon radius. So here the theta having unit radian, that is introduced first, and we have to know that the radian having not any dimension, so this is a dimensionless quantity, and this is the question of the NEET 2022. There are the 4 options are given which having unit but not dimension, and one of option is given for the angle radian also. Okay, so we have to mentally prepare that NTA can ask any type of question. We have to read each and every point very carefully. Okay, and if we suppose that if we complete a circle, then what is the path length? 2 pi r. So here, if you want to find out what is angle, that path length r, here arc is total 2 pi r. divide over radius, that is r, then what is angle, that 2 pi. So in another manner, we can say that is in circle, the total angle is 360 degree, and this 360 degree is nothing but this can be written as 2 pi radian. This symbol is used for the radian. So what is the value of pi radian? That 180 degree. So here we have developed an important relation. If sometimes we have to convert degree into radian, that 1 degree can be always written as pi upon 180 radian. Okay, so we have to keep in mind this formula. 1 degree is nothing but pi upon 180 radian. Suppose if we want to find out the value of 60 degree, so how we can say that? Pi upon 180 into 60, and this will equal to pi by 3 radian. Okay, in this manner we can convert. Let's move for some more basic point. 1 degree can be also written as 60 minutes, and 1 minute can further written as 60 seconds. Okay, in some type of basic fundamental problems where the distance between the sun and the earth is given, and such type of question is asked, that angle subtended by sun at the center of earth. Okay, some distance are given and some angle we have to find out in terms of minute and seconds. We have to aware about this formula also. Let's move for the important trigonometric ratios. We already know there are 6 popular ratios, but what is the cause behind development of the trigonometry? That Pythagoras theorem. Because Pythagoras theorem develop a base so that we will get trigonometric ratios. And what is the Pythagoras beta? That just tells the relationship between the sides of a right angle triangle, and where we have to keep in mind in which angle we interested to find out. The opposite side of that angle is known as the perpendicular, and the side which is opposite to the 90 degree, that is hypotenuse. Okay, in similar manner we know that is a base perpendicular square, base square equal to hypotenuse square. That is the basic. Sin theta is the perpendicular upon hypotenuse. I hope everybody aware about this. If we belong with science stream, cos theta is the base upon hypotenuse. So there are some basic formulas that I mention here, and there are some identity also beta, that is also say that these are the God identity. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Sec square theta minus tan square theta equal to 1. And cosec square theta minus cos square theta equal to 1. We have to remember these basic identity also, and we know, God know at which point of time these identity will help you. Okay, so we have to prepare for this. The next beta that I want to discuss with you, 2 important formula, and according to me these are the God formula. What is the God formula? That 2 theta or 2 angle formula. 2 angle formula, and that is the very important one formula better that I want to write down here. What is the cos 2 theta? That cos 2 theta can be written as cos square theta minus sin square theta. Here we have to develop a relationship. If we want to find out this 2 theta in the form of only cos theta, then we have to convert sin theta in the term of cos theta. This can be written as cos square theta 1 minus cos square theta. So here we can say that cos 2 theta, the cos 2 theta, this can be written as 2 cos square theta minus 1. Okay, so how we can write down better 2 cos square theta? A 2 cos square theta can be written as 1 plus cos 2 theta. And cos square theta, finally we can represent 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. I hope this is clear. Very important. That's why we can say this is the God formula. In the similar manner, if we interested to find out cos 2 theta in terms of sin theta, how we can write down? We have to convert cos theta in the terms of sin theta. Okay, sir. So how we can say that? Cos 2 theta, this can be written as 1 minus sin square theta minus sin square theta. And if we transfer, we can easily say that here sin square theta can be written as 1 minus cos 2 theta divided over 2. very important formula beta that I want to discuss here, and I hope whatever important for us, the only these important point I will discuss here. Okay. One more thing beta, sometimes we have to also know about the sine 2 theta, that in 2 theta formula, that is nothing but 2 sine theta into cos theta, 2 sine theta into cos theta. And one is the how we can write down the this type of formula. If we want to derive, how we can derive, then we have to know sine a plus b and sine a minus b. Sine a plus b, how we can write down beta? Sine a cos b plus cos a sin b. Okay. Suppose we know some basic values of trigonometric. Suppose we know 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree for all 6 trigonometric ratio. I assume that you know all these values, and suppose you have to find out sine 75 degree. Then we have to think that if we know 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, how we can use any two angle, how we can add or subtract any two angle so that we can find out 75 degree. Then we can say that if we add 30 plus 45, we can develop 75 degree. Okay. So in such type of question, we have to also know some basic value, and whatever you learn in your 10th standard, I assume that. In similar manner, if you put minus sign here, then minus sign will here. What is the formula of beta cos a plus b? That cos a plus b, this formula can be written as in some different manner. Cos a, cos b, and minus sign we have to here. Sin a, sin b. We have to keep in mind minus sign in the plus of cos. And if you want to write down cos a minus b, how we can write down? Just change the sign. This will equal to sin A into sin B. Okay, beta. Okay. So these are the some basic formula of the sum and difference. By using this, we can find out the value also. So tomorrow, that is the last lecture of our basic mathematical tools. And in the next lecture, I will cover most important topic of the basic mathematical tools, that is the differentiation along with integration. Okay, and that is really helpful for our upcoming 12, where each and every good problem that it can be solved by using differentiation and integration concept. So stay connected. Thank you so much for attending the class. Okay, guys. So let's stop the class, and thank you so